Ari, how often do people ask you where the magic happens?
What?
This is where the magic happens here at cleveland.com. We are in the cleveland.com newsroom.
Sorry, I wasn't ready for that. Yeah, I wasn't ready for what my mind went elsewhere.
Well, what's the answer? How often do people ask you that?
Every 40 minutes.
Here for our outrageous predictions for Ohio State and Penn State on Saturday night. Last week, I don't know if we were great with our outrageous predictions or we weren't outrageous enough because we were all correct. You said Gary Nova would throw for fewer than 200 yards. He threw for 192 for Rutgers. You called a touchdown reception for Evan Spencer, and he one-handed it. And I called 2 touchdown receptions for the tight ends, 2 touchdown passes to Nick Vannett.
I feel like you guys weren't outrageous enough, and I was every bit as outrageous as I needed to be.
That's how Landis rolls.
You could not be wronger about everything all the time.
Okay, so we're going to make our outrageous predictions for the Buckeyes and the Nittany Lions on Saturday night. We'll start with Ari.
I think Ohio State's going to score 60 again for the second consecutive year on the road. I think Ohio State coach Urban Meyer is aware of how important it is to win in a very impressive way. I think doing it against a Penn State team that I think Ohio State can physically impose and dominate on the road kind of adds an extra aura to that. So I think if Ohio State gets into that mode where they can score at will, which they've done the last 4 weeks, that Ohio State's going to want to keep doing it and doing it and doing it, because putting up 60 on the road at Penn State might not be that great of a feat, really, but it will look great. So I think that running up the score might help Ohio State continue to gain some momentum, so that's my outrageous prediction.
63-14 last year in Ohio Stadium.
They'll get my score on the next video.
Bill Landis, be even more outrageous than usual.
I think you look at Penn State, they've obviously struggled a bunch this year. If there's one thing you can point to is something they've done well, it's stopping the run. I think they're number 1 in the nation against the run, number 6 in total offense. So I don't know how that stacks up against Ohio State because Penn State hasn't played very good offenses this year. But with that in mind, I think Ohio State is going to throw it around a lot, maybe more than they normally do. And we saw J.T. Barrett. I think he tied a school record with 5 touchdown passes against Kent State. I say he breaks that record, or is it? I think it's 5. Yeah, it's 5, I think. Regardless of what the record is, he's going to throw 6 against Penn State on Saturday. They score 6 touchdowns, 42 points, all behind the arm of J.T. Barrett.
Only 6. Why don't you say 9?
9's a lot. 9's ridiculous.
6 would be a lot. He has 20 so far this year. If he throws 6 touchdown passes in one game, that would be more than Christian Hackenberg has all season right now for Penn State. This is something I've written about in the past. A lot of people have written about in the past is the Ohio State pick 6 history against Penn State. I'll double-check the facts and write about it down here. But I'm going to say not 1 but 2 pick 6s for Ohio State. It's not crazy. It's outrageous. This Ohio State defense has scored this year. They've talked about it a lot in the past. I've covered seasons here where you had your turn.
No, change it to 2 defensive touchdowns just so you have a chance of being right.
Okay, 2 defensive touchdowns. That's better. They want to not just get turnovers. They want to turn it immediately. And so I think between the pressure they might get on Christian Hackenberg with Joey Bosa and those guys, you can force people into some bad throws. Eli Apple has a couple picks this year. Urban Meyer has raved about the way Duran Grant has played this year. 2 defensive touchdowns give me a little better shot in case they do get a fumble in there. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for looking out.
I care.
Okay, so we are here again. This is cleveland.com.
I'm going to bring the camera over it.
Yeah, go get it. Go get it. Don't break the tripod, but give the people a little taste. Can they see? This is the newsroom.
They say the newsroom's dead, but it's not.
This is where people write about stories. So we got some people over there. And so those are our outrageous picks with our outrageous video. For Bill Landis, Ari Wasserman, and Doug Maurice, thanks for watching here live in the cleveland.com newsroom.